Welcome back guys, Slow Bacon here. We are back from holiday, so we've been away for a week. The stream last Monday night? Last Tuesday night? Yeah, that was the last time we played, so it's been a week. I've been hanging out for some World of Warcraft, I was like, oh my god, I can't play. But I've been watching a lot of streams and videos and stuff like that, which is really good. But a few things have happened in the last week that I wanted to talk about before we jumped into the actual match here. The first one, which is actually kind of hard to talk about because I don't want it to come off as... I don't want it to come off as like advertising or like begging, air quotes. Not that you can see it, but air quotes. Anyway, so the first one is my Patreon, which, as you guys know, if you watch my content, I don't really talk about. I made a video about it a long time ago when I actually made it, but it's kind of the last time I talked about it. My theory behind that is if you care enough to be at the point where you feel like being a patron of the channel, you can actually find the links quite easily. They are in the description and also on my channel banner. Anyway, so we got our first Patreon, SBM, I think it is. I've kind of deduced that from the email address that I can see from the person. For those of you who don't know what Patreon is basically a way of you guys supporting a particular content creator by pledging a certain amount of money every month to help them run the channel or do whatever they want to do with it. Yeah, so we got our very first Patreon again, which is SBM, which is awesome. So I guess kind of like what would I actually do with that money? Maybe the question you guys want to know. The very first thing that I want to do with that money is actually upgrade my CPU. So I'm running a i7-3770, which, as you guys can imagine, is a bit old now. But things like that are quite expensive in New Zealand. I had a look last night at the prices. They've actually dropped quite a lot. They were about $800 the last time I looked to upgrade. It was a 670 at the time, 670k. But now I see they're up to 770, which come in at around about 550 New Zealand. So that's kind of what I'll be spending that money on when we ever get to that point. And the reason for that is so I can start producing 60 FPS content. I think my video content quality is actually very good for running at 30 frames. I can kind of get away with 60 at the moment, but there is like some stuttering in certain parts, obviously, and obviously having a faster CPU will help that tremendously, and it'll also help out things like rendering times and stuff like that, which will make all that stuff lovely. So that's basically what I'm going to be using that money for once we actually get up to the right amount of that. So that's cool. Very first Patreon, much appreciated. Thank you very much. Also, we've had 30 new subs in the last week, which is a good number for me. So welcome to all you new subs. I'd like to know why you've subbed in the last week, because we had a big rush the other day. I can't remember exactly what day. I think it was like Thursday, Friday last week, where I got like 10 subs in one day for whatever reason. That's cool. Now my view numbers have also been going up per video, which is great, which is kind of funny actually. Because I've stopped doing 2 videos a day since the Beastman campaign finished up last Thursday or last Friday. That might have something to do with the sub increase. I don't know. Yeah, but so I've been doing, 4 days now of just one video a day, and all those videos will be getting well over 100 views, which is awesome. And apart from that, you guys can't see it, but I can see in the background, like, what is the overall view count on the channel. That has actually been increasing since I've been dropping down to 1 video a day. So maybe more is less? I don't know. More is less. Maybe. I don't know. And also in that time, YouTube's done like an audit thing. They do these every now and again. And I've actually gained like 12k views from the audit. Like 12k missing views. They haven't been attributed to any particular video or anything, so I think that's just overall. But yeah, 12k views. Just like whacked onto my channel, which is awesome. That's cool. If you guys have been watching my stream, obviously I've been away, but I have been hosting Sir X on my channel, on my stream channel. So that's basically I just replay what he's streaming. He's going to be doing the same for me as well. I want to do more of that. If I find other streamers that I particularly like watching, I'll talk to them, and if they're keen for it, I'll start hosting them as well. My theory behind that is, 1, obviously it gives both of our channels a wee bit of extra exposure. And 2, if you come to my channel and I'm not streaming, there may be somebody else there that is streaming. And if I like them, maybe you guys will like them too, right? So that's basically why I'm doing that. And that's basically all I have to talk about. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Right, we can jump into the match. Like I said, I haven't played since last Tuesday. Now, this video will come out after tonight's stream. So I will have played, obviously, a bit more since then. But this one, like warm-up matches or something, I don't know. Let's jump in. Let's find ourselves a match. See how bad I am after a week off, right? Now, if you did join the stream last Tuesday, you will have seen that we are going to be doing a Greenskin focus for the next wee bit. So we came up with a couple of builds. I still need to play around with them a wee bit. Like I said, I didn't really have the time because we were heading away. But we came up with like the base of some decent builds, I thought, anyway, which would be quite interesting. So once I get back into the swing of things properly, hopefully we can start racking up some wins. Although looking back at the stuff that I pre-recorded, I think we lost 2 matches last week. So 2 out of 7, I think it was what it was. Which isn't too bad actually when you think about it, but it just seems like I'm losing a lot more. Of course, I don't record every single match that I play. I record most of them, but not every single one. And occasionally, like, I'll win, and I will be recording at the time. I'm like, man, this battle's actually really terrible. Or like I just completely steamroll them, or I just don't think it's that interesting. So I won't actually release that one. And there is occasionally ones where I actually lose, and I won't upload that because, not because I mind showing you guys losses, but I just didn't think the match was very good. Either the other person was doing some particularly bad manners. I had one last week that I was recording and he was being an absolute arse in the comments. So I was just like, nah, I'm not going to give you an exposure, so we won't show you that one. Awesome. Oh man, I've still got my thing on. Hang on a minute, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I did actually find a match, but I forgot to hit record again when I came back in, so this was the match. Yeah, as you can see, it's a pretty short match, so yeah. Right, so let's just go through what we've got. So we're going to watch it in replay form instead. I was particularly concerned about this matchup because obviously the Ragnarok is a pretty damn big target to his archers. But let's go through what we've actually brought within this army itself and maybe talk about why I'm actually bringing it as well. So we've got a unit of Goblin Wolf Riders, a unit of Orc Boy Biggins, and a Goblin Big Boss on our left flank. We've got exactly the same setup on our right flank. I've got 2 units of Black Orcs, 2 units of Biggins, 3 units of Orc Boys. We've got an Ragnarok Queen. We've got Night Goblin Warboss. Just the standard version, but he's on a Squiggy, I believe. He is on a Squiggy. Nice. And we've got a Night Goblin Shaman for Itchy Nuisance and Sneaky Stabbing. And on his side, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 units of Glade Guard with... Oh, he's actually got... Sorry, I thought they were all Starfire Shafts. No, he's got 2 Starfire Shafts and 2 Hagbang Tips. Of course, for that poison damage to slow us down. He's got 2 Eternal Guard on each flank, nicely set up there. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of Treekin. He's got a Tree Man, and he's got Durthu. Oh my god, slightly learned to speak. Right, he doesn't have any cavalry at all. Of course, when the match began, I thought, I can't see Cav, so he's probably got Cav deployed in the trees, which he doesn't actually, but that's what I was thinking. Now, my mindset behind this deployment strategy is Orc Boys in the front, because obviously they are shielded. They're the only shielded units that I actually have. So if he is auto-firing with his archers, they're going to be shooting these guys instead. If he did bring Cav, I've got Biggins on this flank to protect us from this side, along with my cavalry as well. But it gives me a bit more flexibility with this Cav. I don't actually need to engage his cavalry because I've got the Biggins over here. And on this side here, I've got my Black Orcs to give us a really powerful right-hand flank, and of course my cavalry units out that side as well. So let's begin. Black Orcs are marching. Let's go, Black Orcs. Let's go, Black Orcs. They're so good. I love Black Orcs. Black Orcs are so cool. Now, my like I say, my initial fears here is if he's going to target the Ragnarok Queen, which is the unit he should be targeting with his archers. She's going to go down so fast. She does have 150 armor. But she's obviously not shielded or anything like that, and she's a massive target, of course. So the idea here is to get close enough in range, even though they're going to outrange us, but to get close enough into range to drop spiders on these. Now, he's done quite a nice thing here, is pulling his Eternal Guards with his shields, because there's only anti-large units, into the box formation to try and protect against my cavalry, which is fine. That's exactly what you should do in that situation, right? And I'm just trying to get my cavalry around on the flanks, because I do have particularly fast cavalry with the Wolf Riders, so trying to swing them right around the back if we can. And we're almost in range. There's a lovely flock of doom coming down here. At this stage I was like, should I pull the Ragnarok Queen out? Nah, she's going to take minimal damage walking through there. I'm just trying to get close enough to drop some spiders on these boys, right? I think there we go. Alright, that's our first unit of spiders coming up to keep the archers entertained, I guess. And the second unit of spiders, this one was slightly miscast. This one hit more the Treekin, but I do actually retarget them back onto them. So that's kind of eliminated... now, he doesn't actually make a mistake here. Now, that kind of eliminated the archers, right? As you can see, I've got a third unit of spiders coming up as well. Now, he's pulled his Eternal Guard in to deal with the spiders, which actually leaves his flank nicely exposed. And he does, I believe he does the same thing on this side as well, which obviously is not the best use of your Eternal Guards. So now they're fighting spiders. So I've actually tied up 2 units of his with 1 unit of spiders. So obviously win for me in that situation, right? And the lines are about to hit, and the Ragnarok Queen is coming in. Just bowling those Treekin out of the way. Move. Beep. Get out the way. Yeah, there we go. So now he's, like I say, he's moved his Eternal Guard in here to deal with these spiders, which I think is a mistake. And he's left his flank, or his rear, I should say, completely exposed to my cavalry. So now I can just rush my cavalry right in there. And I couldn't have dreamed of a better situation, right? So Wolf Rider's going to come in first, tidy up as much as they can. A Ragnarok Queen is in. This was a bit of a dangerous situation for me, actually. Ragnarok Queen, we've got Dorthu, we've got a Tree Man, and we've got Treekin in here. All that can do decent amounts of damage against our Ragnarok Queen. Now, we need to be a wee bit careful, but I have supported her, of course, our Night Goblin Big Boss, or Night Goblin. Yeah, Night Goblin War Boss, sorry. I missed the charge. Oh, yeah. Just smashing those elves in the... Oh, look at that, dude. He's going flying! And then he jumped up and... Oh, there's another dude. Oh, these elves. These poor elves. Oh, no. Oh, wolf. Look what happened to those wolves. I have no idea. Right, and now I actually have my Alt Boy Biggins in on Dorthu, which is a great matchup for us, because these guys, of course, are anti-large. Right, here comes our second wave of cavalry. Again, spiders just tying everything up, slowing everything down. The Wolf Riders are in. They won't win that matchup, but they're just there to tie things down while our Orc Boys come at these bloody dwarfs aren't even watching. Oh, he's turned. Oh, shit, he didn't like that. No, he's out. Oh, they're just like 10 pins just flying down. Oh, my God, that's disastrous for him. Oh, watch out, man. Oh, that's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. Oh, man, he just got fucked up. Oh, and now the archers are like, oh, my God. Oh, in the face. Alright, back to fast. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. God, I miss watching some of this stuff in slow-mo. Here come my Black Hooks. A bit late to the party, but that's okay. As you can see, we are doing particularly well because he did move those Glaive Guard off his flanks, which left his whole backline just exposed to my cavalry, and we just absolutely managed to rip him apart. Now, full credit to him, he did actually bow out of the match quite early on, but he didn't have much of a chance left, right? We destroyed his archers relatively quickly. The Glade Guard, sorry, have broken. Treekin is still relatively fine. Actually, that one there is broken as well. Shattered, yeah. My Black Hawks are only just getting into the fight now, which of course is where a lot of our power actually comes from. Awesome. So that's today's multiplayer battle. I'm sorry it wasn't live, but hopefully you enjoyed some of those slow-mo, action-y kill shots, which is so lovely. I need to be doing a lot of more of these type of replays so we can actually look at some of the beauty and splendor that is Total War Warhammer. Alright guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.